Alright, so let's jump right into it. The Indian stock market, it's been a wild ride, especially this past week. In November, we saw a bit of an upswing, but things are still pretty shaky with all the global stuff going on. Plus, the Adani Group's legal situation, still up in the air.
It's been a week of very mixed signals, for sure. The Sensex and Nifty 50 had their best days since June actually, but that came right after a correction period where they dropped 10% or more.
Yeah, and that kind of makes some people nervous. What caused that big swing back into positive territory?
It seems like a couple of things were happening at the same time. First, there was less anxiety about the Adani Group's legal problems. And then on top of that, investors saw a chance to buy stocks at lower prices. That's called bargain hunting, and it really pushed the market up.
Even with the positive day, are there still concerns lingering from that correction period?
Definitely. During that correction, we saw some companies report, and then you had foreign investors pulling a lot of money out of India. That always makes an impact. So even though the market recovered, those events definitely have an effect.
They leave their mark. Speaking of big events, the state election results. Those must have had a huge impact.
Huge, especially the BJP's win in Maharashtra. That state is a powerhouse for the Indian economy.
In what way?
Well, it's home to Mumbai, India's financial hub. Plus, it has so much potential for big infrastructure projects. When investors see that kind of political stability, it gives them confidence. So, this election outcome, it's a good sign for people interested in those sectors.
And on the other hand, you have the JMM-led win in Jharkhand.
Not as much of a market mover though, it could signal opportunities in rural development. It all depends on what areas investors are focusing on.
I want to talk about something that's been all over the news. Foreign institutional investors, or FIIs, pulling their money out of India.
They've taken out a record 1.55 lakh crore rupees in just 2 months.
What's driving that kind of exodus?
Analysts point to 3 main factors. First, there's this sell India, buy China trend, though it seems to be losing some steam. Then, there are worries about future earnings for Indian companies, given the global economic situation. And lastly, something called the Trump trade, where investors were banking on continued US growth under the previous administration.
So all three of those factors are feeding into this outflow. But, I'm curious, why are FIIs buying IT stocks while selling off others?
The IT sector is often seen as more resilient during uncertain times. Plus, a lot of Indian IT companies work with clients all over the world, which helps protect them from India-specific problems.
Let's zoom out a bit and look at the global picture. We've got the war in Ukraine, rising oil prices, and a strong US dollar. Are those global issues affecting the Indian market?
Definitely. A strong US dollar makes things tougher for India, it makes exports less competitive, and can lead to investors pulling their money out. Rising oil prices? Also a problem. Brent crude is over $75 a barrel, and US West Texas Intermediate crude is over $71. India relies heavily on oil imports, so those price hikes drive inflation, making everything more expensive.
So with all this happening, domestic politics, foreign investors, a shaky global situation, it's a lot.
It really paints a complex picture, but even with all this uncertainty, there are bright spots. There are always opportunities if you know where to look.
Where do we look?
We've seen strong activity in IT stocks, indicating confidence in that sector. These companies are known for being innovative and adaptable. Plus, their global client base gives them a buffer against India-specific economic worries. Infrastructure is another promising area, especially with the BJP's focus on development in Maharashtra. Companies involved in construction and engineering could benefit. And in the rural economy, the focus on rural development could create opportunities in agriculture, microfinance, and consumer goods.
Any other sectors worth keeping an eye on?
Definitely the financial sector, especially banks. Despite some ups and downs, we've seen signs of resilience in bank stocks. And even with FIIs pulling out, domestic institutional investors are stepping in to fill some of that gap. Plus, with valuations dropping, there might be attractive entry points for long-term investors.
Sounds like there are possibilities, but investors need to be selective and really do their homework.
Absolutely. Understanding the fundamentals of the companies you're investing in is crucial. Look at their financials, their management team, and their market position. And most importantly, don't get swept up in trends or hot tips.
Solid advice. But what about sectors that seem riskier right now?
Export-oriented sectors could face headwinds if major economies slow down. Anything heavily reliant on commodities, especially oil, is also risky. Rising oil prices contribute to inflation and squeeze profit margins for companies with high input costs. And later, let's not forget about companies carrying high levels of debt. With rising interest rates, they might struggle to make payments, which could impact profitability and growth.
So investors really need to consider the overall economic climate and how it could impact different sectors.
Exactly. It's all about context. A company that thrives in one economic environment might falter in another. Investors need to understand that and adjust their strategies accordingly. Remember, investing is a journey, not a destination. Stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged.
I love that. Well, it seems we've reached the end of our deep dive into the Indian stock market. I hope our listeners feel more knowledgeable and confident navigating this complex and ever-changing market.
Investing can be challenging, but it can also be rewarding. Stay informed, be disciplined, and keep your eyes on those long-term goals.
And most importantly, enjoy the process.
Absolutely. Investing shouldn't be a chore. It should be an exciting and engaging way to build your wealth and achieve your financial dreams.
Thanks for joining us on Market Pulse, navigating India stocks and beyond.
Till next time, happy investing, everyone.